Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your November 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Taurus. And before we get started, take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And if you would like to work with me or see all of the other stuff I offer, go to onyxhealing.com. Check out the description box to sign up for my newsletter if you want to get a reading sent to your inbox every Sunday. And make sure you leave a comment. Let me know if any of this resonates with you. Leave a thumbs up. And let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to lay this spread out right now. All right, let's start with your oracle cards. First thing, the Starborn. It's an interesting interpretation that's coming to mind right now. It's more about birthing ideas. So think about all of the stuff that you're building in the astral, that you're constructing energetically. And so all of that is being integrated, distilled, and birthed. So there's like this marriage of the energetic construction and materializing in the 3D, or you bringing it, you being the portal for that to be on Earth. Okay, and then we also have Firefly. This has some hermit energy on it. It's about like finding your own light. You know, even when things are dark or bleak or seemingly frustrating, it's about being your own source of fulfillment, satisfaction, being able to trigger those independently rather than being dependent on some external feeding you, right? So this is just about mastering that skill. If there's anything that isn't feeling right, or if you're struggling with anything at this point in time, what I have found is that typically when we experience any type of pain, or what the lesson ultimately is around, is coming back to finding your source. So that's what this month is going to incorporate a lot of. And then we have communicate. Clarify others' intentions, demonstrate your values, remember that your words create your reality. So whichever one is jumping out at you is the one that resonates and that you should pay attention to. Okay, let's look at the central energy for you this month. We have the Father of Cups. Okay, this is probably going to be a sensitive month, as we do have Scorpio season for a good portion of it, and we have the Fool. So jumping off into new experiences, maybe new strategies, new approaches. This is looking very fresh, like a very vibrant emotional state. Keep in mind that might come with contrast. That might come with distress, old emotions, old traumas, old baggage. Sometimes those things come up to be worked through and processed, right? We're constantly doing that throughout life. So don't get discouraged if any of that comes up. Just work through it. You know, look at your toolbox. What do you have at your disposal? How do you work with processing emotions? Go into that or seek out new tools. It's more about what have you not tried, and looking at your emotional world as the space to do fine-tuning and making some tweaks. And then what you have shifting out is the Tower. So if there was stuff that you were perceiving as, or that literally was going wrong and going sideways, this is smoothing out. Let's see what's happening in the oncoming energy. We have the Son of Cups. There we go. So you do have this emotional evolution. It seems like things are really stabilizing as you're moving forward. So the Tower was the disturbance, the frustration, something breaking down. This has already happened. So whatever went sideways, that's done and over with. Now you're just integrating the wisdom. This is now making a lot of sense with the Fool, because if the Tower was a new experience or a new situation, new problem that required you to innovate and like seek your own light, stabilize your emotions in new ways, or if you were put into something you had never encountered before, that a lot of the time is where we gain new skills and new wisdom. And so you're integrating that as you move forward into November. So while you may feel as though maybe the effects of the tower are still kind of rippling, you know, like the aftershock, the ripple effect from this rupture might still be in your space or in your field, it's the emotional integration that's really the key thing here. Now let's look at what's happening outside of you. This is like your environment. We have the Empress. This is like mom energy, like a really motherly, maternal figure who's hanging out here. Mentor, your actual mother, for those of you who have a good relationship with your mom or a helpful relationship with your mom in any capacity. And also think practitioner, friend, family member, you know, a figure in your life. Let's see what else is going on. And you have the Emperor. Okay, interesting. So this is like, now this is looking like an outside support system, and we have the World. Okay, so there's actually a larger theme of healing around your lineage. Okay, so we have the archetypal mother, the archetypal father, and we have completion. This is big, big, big stuff that's happening outside of you. I'm going to give you fair warning. If you have mom and dad wounds that are getting lit up like no other in the month of November, especially for those of you who might be more sensitive to the holiday season, right? There's a lot of that stuff that I think might be active for you. And so doing some reworking around all of that stuff or whatever wounding is coming up is going to be really helpful. And just to know that anything that gets triggered in your environment is a space for you to develop more of your toolbox. So integration, big, big completion around cycles and wounding and patterns, because the World is wrapping everything up into a neat little package. It's synthesis. So I just see the masculine, feminine lineage, like this is screaming family to me. Let's see what else is going on. I'm going to clarify this story because these things do not actually look fragmented or separate. They look like people in your life confronting these wounds. And let me be clear. This does not have anything to do with your actual mom and dad contacting you or being in your life. Nothing to do with it at all. You could just have someone who is maybe a mother figure who is lighting things up, or even a practitioner or therapist who, if you have any type of attachment to, can trigger those wounds even. There's all sorts of things that are happening in the lineage, the larger themes of that. So don't get locked into what's actually going on with your family if that's not resonant with you. The information from your lineage still exists. Mom and dad work still exists for you. It's not attached to your relationships in present time. Okay, and then we have the Page of Wands. So reevaluating, just getting curious with it, doing some more exploration. I see you as going deeper with these themes and deeper with the work around family or any wounding that may have come up recently or is getting triggered by holidays, whatever. So just keep an eye on this and look at this as an opportunity for you to clear out more of it and integrate more of it. So if you're like, ugh, I don't want to deal with any of this right now, this is such a drag, just know that you're able to extract wisdom. It's not all for nothing. It's not a waste of time. It's not something that you just want to set aside. It's really, really worth paying attention to and integrating. And just observe. That's the other thing that's coming up with the Page of Wands is like sometimes if you're just able to zoom out and observe and look at the whole picture, you can actually work from a healthier space rather than getting swept away in the story or re-traumatizing yourself or anything like that. And it's not necessary at all. You can just zoom out to the point where you're able to see what's unfolding and what's occurring and then navigate accordingly. I'm also getting that you might have a bunch of things that just make sense. Maybe you make more sense to yourself after having these experiences or being able to really see the patterns that are occurring. There's just more ahas that are coming through based on your environment. And then down here we have general advice for you this month and also what's happening in your internal world. So we have the Magician. This is your creative power manifestation. And we have the Chariot. So this is karma, karma, karma. When I say karma, don't think about it in this stereotypical way of like, oh, what you did in a past life is going to come back and bite you. That's hogwash. This has more to do with the direction that you're going and the active creation that you're involved in, whatever you're manifesting, whatever you want for yourself, is the path of your soul. So when I think of karma, I think of the information that you already have on a soul level, the wisdom that you already have, and then how that's unfolding in this lifetime and this incarnation. Because it's a blend of both. We can have the karmic wisdom, and we're co-creators. We're making decisions from our soul in this lifetime. And we have the Queen of Wands. So this is mastering yourself. Being fully expressed is key here. Wanting to, this is very obvious. It's actually not that deep. If I can just kind of condense it into one picture, it would be you're moving in the direction of fully expressing your soul, and active creation is how you get there. The more you actively create, the more you're fully expressed, and you want to let your soul guide you, not the mind, the soul. Okay, let's do a 3-card pick, shall we? You're welcome to ask for guidance, clarity, support, whatever you're needing. Maybe you have a specific question. But just go ahead and tune into whichever card is calling to you. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Card number 1. King of Wands. So just own it. This is about setting aside like apologies or needing to be timid with your desires. It's like, own it. If you want it, own it. If you want it, claim it. If you want it, go get it. Like that's just the allowing yourself to play bigger is the main thing. There's a lion energy coming off of this. It has like that Leo vibe. So maybe it does have something to do with someone who's in your space, but I'm getting that for many of you, this is about you really, really just owning the true desire. And if you're waffling on a situation, you need to go back to what is your actual desire and the highest expression of you in your ideal world. What is coming to fruition? And if something that you're facing isn't aligned with that, then that's your answer. Okay, card number 2. We have the 9 of Wands. You need to keep going. This is kind of like a push from God, universe, divine source to not throw in the towel. It's kind of like don't throw in the towel until you get to the good stuff, until you get to the good part. So just continue building and moving forward. Don't slow down. Don't get distracted by other things. Just keep moving forward with it. And then you'll get to that space of achievement. Card number 3, we have Justice, balance, equilibrium, harmony. This is think about things from an emotionally balanced space. If you're in an emotional rut, trigger, anything gets activated, or you're in an emotional peak or valley, you need to come back to center before you address the circumstances, the relationship, whatever you have going on. especially if you're dealing with a lot of family stuff. So don't make decisions from an emotional high or low. Make decisions from an emotionally clear, neutral space as much as you possibly can. And I'm just think about making decisions from an emotionally hyperactive space is going to, it's going to give you more stuff that needs to be worked through later on. So just chill out as often as you can when you're in an emotional high or low. Go back to that neutral space and then revisit whatever you're needing to. Don't feel pressured or rushed to address something immediately if you're emotionally hyperactive. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure you watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of the month ahead. Don't forget to subscribe, sign up for my newsletter. I have more good things coming, so stay up to date with me. Check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. I am sending you so much love and support. If you would like to work with me or learn more, go to onyxhealing.com, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.